Yes, a good evening class. You're welcome for today's lecture. We are going to look at Introduction to Principle of Management. So let's look at some of the learning objectives of Principle of Management. Define management. So at the end of this lecture, we expect you to be able to define what is management, and then you should be able to know what are the roles in achieving organizational goals. And then also you should be able to understand the POLC framework, which is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. You should be able to know the framework, and then also you should be able to know their significance. And then also you should be able to explore the different management theories. You should be able. So in this lecture we are going to learn about the historical and contemporary management philosophy that influence the organizational practices. So definition of management. So we look at the principles of management are basic activities that can help you to plan, organize, and control operations related to material, people, machines, methods, money, and markets. So a principle of management, they provide leadership to human effort so that they can achieve a set objectives effectively. So when we look at in the world of the business, it revolves around achieving goals and objectives. So, but we can do this when you can use the principle of management to do the organization to be able to turn an aspiration into reality. So when you look at the definition of management is defined as the process of getting things done through the efforts of other people. So basically here in management, you're not the one who is doing that thing, but you make sure things are done through the efforts of other people. So your work is just to supervise, your work is to see that all things are being done by the other people. So this often involves the allocation and control of money and physical resources. So let's look at the theories that are involved in principle of management. So the theories of management, we have the classical management theory. So this was there in 19th to early 20th century. So we have one scientific management, which was developed by Frederick Winslow Taylor. So he focused on increasing efficiency through time and motion studies. Through time and motion studies, job specialization, and standardized work processes. So he often criticized for neglecting the human aspect of work. So another one, we have administrative management, which was developed by Henry Fayol. So he emphasized the importance of core management functions, like we have the planning, we have the organizing, we have leading, and we also have controlling. So in this, he came up with 14 principles of management that remain relevant up to date. So those principles, they remain relevant, and today when we look at the work, in the work environment that we are in, they are still relevant. So let's look at those principles that Tyler came up with. So one, we have division of work. Which means the specialization can enhance efficiency and productivity. So we have unity of command. So for him, he said that employees should have a clear reporting structure to avoid confusion. And then we have authority authority and responsibility, which is said authority to give orders come with the responsibility to complete task. And then we have discipline, clear rules and their consistent enforcement are essential for a well-functioning organization. So we have remuneration, which means a fair and competitive compensation motivates employees. And then we have centralization. The optimal level of decisions making authority should be centralized or decentralized based on the situation. And then we have the scalar chain, which a clear and unbroken line of authority should exist from top management to the lowest levels. So we have order. The order, a well-organized workplace and clear procedures contribute to efficiency. And then we have equity. We need to treat employees fairly and with respect. So we have stability of personnel. High employees turnover can disrupt operations. So we have initiative. Encouraging employees' initiative fosters creativity and innovation. So we have disrupt the corps, which means promoting a spirit of teamwork and unity, strengthening the organization. So those are some of the principles of Henry Ford that he came up with, which are still essential in today's work environment. So let's look at some of the theories. We have bureaucracy. It was formed by Max Weber, which he advocated for clear hierarchy, formalized rules, and a division of labor to achieve efficiency and order. This can lead to rigidity and self-innovation. So another theory, we have human relation movement, which was formed in early 20th century. So under it, we have a shift toward recognizing the human element in organizations. So these schools of thoughts highlighted the importance of work motivation and certification. So happy employees are more productive. And then we have informal work groups. So by understanding group dynamics is crucial for effective management. And then we have communication. We see that a clear and open communication between managers and employees, it is very essential. So another theory, we have behavior management theory, which was formed in mid-20th century. So under it, we have build upon the human relations movement, focusing on how behavior is shaped by its consequences. So here are the key concepts that we can look at. We have operant conditioning. So reinforcing desired behaviors through rewards and punishments. So we have job design. So here we need to structure the job to be able to motivate and engage, and to make sure that our employees are engaged. And then we have leadership styles. We need to have different leadership styles which can be able to influence the employee motivation and performance. So another theory, we have modern management theories, which was formulated in late 20th century up to date. So under it, we have reflect the dynamic and complex business environment of today's world. So these are some of the prominent examples. They include we have system theory, which views the organization as interconnected system where all parts influence each other. So we have a contingent theory, which says there is no one size fits all. So approach to management. So the best approach depends on specific organizational factors. So we have total quality management, which focus on continuous improvement in all aspects of an organization. So another theory, we have contemporary management trend. Under it we have empowerment and self-management. So here the employees should be given a greater autonomy and decision-making power. Decision-making power. So let's look at some of the characteristics of management. Characteristic of management, we have setting goals for organization. So goals differ from we see that goals differ from organization to organization in business. So the basic economic goal is to earn maximum profit, while in service organization like hospital and educational institutions, for the basic goals is to provide better services and better education. So we have awareness of opportunities and resources. So we say the management have awareness of opportunity and resources like main materials, money, which assemble and integrate by the management. So we also in management is also transformation process, whereby a transformation process consisting of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And also management is universal. Management is universal, where the principles and techniques of management are universally applicable to all groups' activities performed at any level of the organization. So there is coordination. There is coordination because various human beings organized in formal groups are endeavoring to achieve the common organizational objectives. So those are the characteristics of management, and then let's look at who is a manager. So a manager is someone who plans and makes decisions, organizes, leads, controls all the four resources of an organization. So we have the human, financial, physical, and the information. And then the manager, let's look at the basic functions of a manager. One, planning. So here the manager is supposed to define goals for future organizational performance and deciding on the task and use of resources needed to attain them. So the manager should know what are we going to do and how are we going to do it. That's planning. And then we have organizing. The manager should be able to assign tasks, a grouping of tasks into departments, and allocating resources to departments. And then we have leading, whereby the manager involves the use of influence to motivate employees to achieve the organizational goal. So we see that in this it is a very difficult task to achieve, which requires a great amount of skills. So we have controlling, monitoring employees' activity. He has to be keeping the organization on track towards its goals, looking out for when the organization is going out of control in order to make corrections as needed. So those are the functions of management. And then let's look at the role of management. One, we have informational monitor. So he's supposed to seek and receive information. That is informational. He's supposed to be informational monitor. And then one, a spokesperson. Here he transmits information to outsiders through speeches. So he's supposed to be the spokesperson of the organization, where he represents the organization. When outsiders come, he's supposed to give a speech about the organization. And then we have resource allocator. So the manager here is supposed to be deciding which initiative to go ahead with and setting priorities in order to allocate resources. And then we have a negotiator. The manager should be discussing with a wide range of stakeholders, negotiating terms of contracts and agreements of many kinds. So those are some of the roles of manager. And then let's look at the types of management skills. One, we have conceptual skills. Conceptual skills, which means the ability to model the organization in your head, in the present, and to plan and execute series of improvement for the future. And then we have the human skills. The human skills, it's the ability to work with others and work effectively as a group member. And then we have technical skills. Technical skills, it means the understanding of and proficiency in the performance of specific tasks. For example, managing production or finances. So let's look at some of the differences in managerial job. So let's look at the vertical. We have the vertical differences and the horizontal differences. So under vertical differences, we have the top managers, middle managers. The top managers, they are responsible for the entire organization. For example, here we have the CEO of the company. And then we have the middle managers. They are responsible for the business units and major departments. So and to implement the overall strategies and policies defined by the top managers. So under it we have the general managers. So we have the project managers. They are responsible for the temporary work project that involve the participation of people from various functions and level of organization. And then we have the first line managers. They are responsible for the production of goods and services. For example, we have the production supervisor. And then under horizontal differences, we have the functional managers. So these are responsible for the departments that perform a single functional task. For example, we have departments such as the sales, the finance, and the human resource. So let's look at some of the challenges that are facing management. that are faced during the management. We have the complex human behavior. So we see that managing people is one of the most challenging aspects of management due to complexity of human behavior. So each individual brings their own set of values, attitudes, motivations, and personalities to the workplace. So which makes managing them very difficult, and also they are very difficult to predict and influence their actions. So we have the municipality of stakeholders. So here, organization must consider the interests of multiple stakeholders. So these stakeholders include the employees, customers, shareholders, suppliers, and community. So you may find that balancing this often conflicting interest is significant material challenge. So it is very hard. To balance all this conflicting interests. And then we have environmental uncertainty. So the external environment in which the organization operates is often unpredictable and can also change rapidly due to factors. For example, we have economic fluctuation, technological advancement, we have the political instability, and social changes. All these factors may lead to environmental uncertainty. And then we have dealing with conflicts. So conflicts is inevitable in any organization. You cannot avoid conflicts in every organization. So arising from differences in opinion, interest, and value among the employees, team, and departments. So those are some of the challenges, and then we look at the importances of management. We have effective utilization of resources. So a management tries to make effective utilization of various resources. So these resources are scarce in nature and to meet the demand of the society. So their contribution should be maximum for the general interest of the society. And then we have a development of resources. So here are the management develops various resources. So this is seen because with human as well as non-human factors. So most of the researches for the human development are carried on in the organizational way, and management is involved in those activities. So we have incorporate innovation, and then we also have integrating various interest groups. So those are some of the importance of management. And let's look at administration. So administration is a systematic process of administering the management of business organization. An educational institute like school or college, government office, or any or any other non-profit organization. So what are the main functions of administration? So the main function of administration is the formation of plans, policies and procedures, setting up of goals and objectives, enforcing rules and regulations. So let's look at some of the difference between management and administration. So management is a systematic way of managing people and things within the organization, while the administration is defined as an act of administrating the whole organization by a group of people. And then we have a management is an activity of business and functional level, whereas administration is a high level activity. So those are some of the difference. So thank you for today's lecture. Let's meet in our next lecture.